Good afternoon, everybody. I'm gonna have to say we're going a little old school as always again, so we're gonna start this off by saying hello, welcome everybody. If you're a first-time listener, I'd ask that you go back and look at all the other videos before you even like or subscribe. And if you just want to have a civil discourse, please do that, because the person I'm about to talk about won't even give you the time of day if you say anything negative. He will block your comments. He will decide what he wants to release. He will create other subscribers, which he's already done, we've proven that already, to make his numbers go up and to claim that he's the best in America, even though he's overseas. Yes, folks, we're talking about Andrew Ngyuen again. Andre Rose, Andre Ross, Andrew Ross Ngyuen. When you have aliases, I guess the question is why? It's not so much I want to say that someone you want to do business with, but why? He writes himself fake emails to himself, apparently from me. So I'm going to educate you. This is directly to you, Andy. It wasn't to win a Lambo. It was called the Lambo package that many of us fell into. This scammer, Mike Randone, Sean Randone, Mike Randone, Sean, someone just like you who uses aliases. So that's a big warning sign right there that you don't pay attention to everything, you don't do your research. So that being said, folks, yes, I was a victim of Mike Randone. I never ever once took a dime in any way, shape, or form from him because he wasn't giving it back to anybody, just like Andy won't give you back your money if you're not happy. There's no money back with him. This is a person who goes all the way back to the West Coast, who robbed from his own family, who robbed from friends, robbed from his former employer, took proprietary information, ran to New York, hid there as long as he could, fucked some more people over, and decided to get on a plane one way and don't come back. Like the video he shows today, Nick Jonas. He likes to pat himself as Nick Jonas, boxing on top of a rooftop in New York, or taking pictures of himself by, the Chrysler Building, or the Empire State Building, or Brooklyn Bridge. It doesn't matter where. Folks, look at his current videos to the pictures and the stuff he posts in his blog. Big date difference you can see in his face alone. You can see even with the hairline, it's not even the same. Like example, I commented on it because, and I'll be honest, I came out and said, amazing, recycled information, recycled old stuff. You're on a roof boxing, great footwork, great stuff, Dick Jonas. I said that, and he's not going to post it. He won't post anything. We tried to be civil with him, but we're past that point. The civility's out the window. We kind of give what we get in this group, and I say that to the defense of the Seeker, Credit Crusader, Dave, who did not a fucking thing at everything credit, right, against this guy, but he made it war with him. I think it's funny that this claimed CEO will go on and on about how YouTube's not his platform. That's not how he got his people. He's been in the business for 11 years. Even though his website says 28 years, I suggest you go to his website. The slurs on there, actually textbook racist through and through. He's got a problem with Jews, but I kind of suspect why. We'll get into that later on in another interview with somebody I talked to. He actually wrote a blog about, and I hate to use this term, folks, we like to say special needs, but he says retarded. So here's a reality check for you. There's a big umbrella of special needs when they conglomerate them together, Andy. And the way you're thinking of it, if you pulled it as retarded, that's what you said, retarded children. You literally went through the internet and you pasted and you clipped a bunch of freaking stories together. You jarbled up the words and then you decided to make it your own words. That's not research. That's plagiarism, is what you did on your blog. And folks, you can see that for yourself. The pun was to me because of my son, Jack. My son has special needs. His special needs are autism. Way different from the term that Andy's using, because again, he knows nothing what he talks about when it comes out of his mouth. It's just absolute anger and filth. He doesn't even know what he's doing, okay? And the reason why I say he doesn't know what he's doing, because he's not doing it. ACAT, he made up. Doesn't exist. We proved it. CRC, he shows in his own videos, is who he uses. He actually kind of grew up a little bit from using the call centers in India. But ask yourself this. A person places himself overseas away from what? Extradition? Being able to be charged civilly? Criminally? That's what people do. Just like when Mike was hiding his money overseas. We've all seen these hook and bait things. He is literally in the same footsteps like Mike was. But the difference is between him is that he knows YouTube is a big part of his platform and his social media and what he does and what he says. And he's got so many people pissed off at him. His quick thread is, call me back in 30 minutes or else. Stop. Just like when you talked about laying people off, Andy. I had a rough week. I laid some people off. Motherfucker, the only thing you laid off was your right hand to switch to your left hand, you little bitch. Telling you, short man syndrome. We don't have to show what we have. We don't have to show what we do because we're not all about clout chasing. We are about helping people in this community. So, folks, when he talks about, let me help you to show you how to do your credit repair, other than the mailman, he's referring to my friend Dave over at Everything Credit. But what he doesn't know is that's not only David does, folks. So he thinks he's got him, but he doesn't. There's always the gotcha moments. I think it's low and dirty when you as a CEO, self-proclaimed CEO of a company of fucking one, because that's all there is of you. You can't count the third-party companies you use to do the credit sweeps, because you have done that in the past. We've talked to somebody about that too, and you know you shouldn't have been doing it. But this is the guy who said he learned directly from the owner of Lexington Law, then disses Lexington Law as a whole. But it's funny that the CFPB filed charges against Lexington Law in the last 2 weeks. Yes, folks, go look it up. $1 million deals with sharks. You tell me what any investor right now in the United States is investing in credit repair companies with this economy. I'm waiting, because it doesn't exist. It's bullshit. Everything that comes out of this guy's mouth is bullshit. And I can't even tell the way he's all over the place. It's like, it is his page, do what you want. I ain't gonna lie, is he good with tanks? He does pretty good with tanks, man, and what he's trying to grow out of them, the fish, the whole 9 yards. But then he turns it into this psychotic dichotomy of, and they have this one group that doesn't get along with the rest of them socially. It's like he's always trying to send his little quirks and messages. No one gives a fuck, Andrew. You've created more than half the subscribers on your page. Go to my page, look at my subscribers. I don't know why you're afraid of me. 300 something subscribers? The only thing you're afraid of is you physically come in contact with me, because I'll roll you like a fucking train for the shit you said against my family and my kids and my friends. I will fucking roll you like a train. You're not tough. You look like a badass. It's not 4 o'clock in the morning, because the outside window of where you're practicing against your trainer, against the actual pad that's so afraid of you, folks, right? He has a pad. He kicks ass with the pads. Fucking idiot. You're not even an amateur at best. You're just a fucking novice in everything that you do. You've never actually gone through and completely finished anything you did. You take credit for things that aren't yours. And we're coming for you. There's going to be interviews this week, folks. We have proven him wrong in every video that's been released from the Seeker, from me, from Dave. If you want someone honest that doesn't have an alias, if you want someone that's stateside that you could have accountable, if you want to get your credit done the right way, who's willing to work with you and get your credit up, who's actually had testimonials of people that are here you can actually contact, go over to David Payne at Everything Credit and run as far as you can from this guy. Because I tell you right now, if it doesn't go your way, I can guarantee you're not going to get your cash back, because guess what? In the interviews, we pulled up some of one of his contracts. You're running out of time, Andrew. You're not going to be able to even touch fucking credit when we're done with you. And internationally, do you think that we can't touch you? Don't be surprised, motherfucker. So here's a message for you, Andy, since you want to rip on my kids so much. And I really thought it's a very simple one. One little line. Silly little bitch. Dicks are for chicks. And why do I say that? Because you talk about such alpha shit, but yet you're sitting here hugging guys who are drinking in front of guys who are flying captains, A1 captains in a fucking bar, talking about men who actually take hair off their body, but yet your fucking arm is shaved and you dye your hair. And just for the record, your last video, your mascara was running. Take a closer look at it. Because this shit is not gonna stop. For every video you do, we do too. And the difference is we come back with facts. Facts. You're not in New York. We know exactly where you're at, and it's gonna come out very shortly. All right, folks, I apologize for the direction on this, but again, when this guy decided he wanted to go after my family too on top of Dave's family, he mentions Dave's daughter, okay? He mentions he doxes him, gives out one of his property addresses, then comes after my kid. It's like, dude, are you serious? But yet you still didn't bust past the fucking Instagram, which doesn't have the highest level of security, Andy. You're such a fucking badass hacker. How come you didn't get in? And I know the people watching this, I welcome you. I know there's 4 of you for fact, 2 that are not real and 2 that are real, that follow Andrew, that follow me. You have every right to leave any message you want on any of my videos, and we can have the civil discourse out in front of everybody, because that's what it's about. That's what YouTube is structured to do. Not for tyrant, whiny little bitches to get on here, make all these stupid claims, say stupid shit about David. I mean, you're calling people retarded? Dude, like, you should wash out your mouth with buckshot and save us all some time. Because socially, no one likes you. If you really want to see what's most important, it's not you. You're 27,000 likes. You're not even in the top fucking 10 of algorithms. You're not in the top 10 of most watched. You're not in the top 10 of most liked. Anybody can look at this. So the information you're putting out is total bullshit. And when you try to do it on here, we go right back to your website, Andy, and see the lies you tell there too. Telling you folks, Don't hire someone that's not even stateside. Don't even do it. That's for anybody. It's not just Andy. That's the other 4 clowns out there too that we're chasing. Andy's not the only one we're taking down for the things that he has done. But let's just be honest. The dude has stolen from his own mother. He talks shit about the Raiders community. MARSOC, Raiders, who we are. Says we're kind of going to be a little crazy to be there. This is a dude who couldn't even get through fucking MEPS to get a contract, to get downrange to train, and would have been refragged if he did. And lied to his family about what he had done. Okay? We've already talked to family members. We've recorded it. Interviews are coming. You're going to love the first one, Andy. It's a fucking doozy. So with that being said out there for the folks that are the fans, I love you. God bless. I apologize for this mentality. But again, this dude is attacking my son, my family, just like he's attacking Dave's family. CEOs don't do that. People don't lie about their companies. They have a really legit company. People use the real fucking names, first of all, up front. Okay, let's just be honest about that. And it isn't like a, fuck you, you figure it out kind of mentality. All the stuff he talked about, the highest reputable people write about him. He pays for those advertisements, folks. Do the math. Find out who writes them, where they're from. They're tied into him. If he's such a badass, why isn't US News, ABC News, NBC News, even the private company news or the bloggers talking about him? Because he doesn't fucking exist, but in his own little world that he's made up. So, Andy, fuck off.